And take you to Pietermaritzburg, and that's where a convicted child rapist will be sentenced today. Darren Goddard was convicted of rape, sexual assault and possession of child pornography last year. The case dates back to 2016 when he was a counsellor at a primary school. He is currently out on bail despite his earlier conviction. Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan is following this story for us, and she joins us live now. Karinda, good morning to you. So let's go back to this case and discuss how it has unfolded, but perhaps more importantly, the expectations, particularly from the side of those he has wronged.
Certainly, Oli, good morning to you. Now, this case goes back to 2012, where between the time 2012 and 2016, Darren Goddard was a counsellor at a primary school in KwaZulu-Natal. Now, during that time, it's alleged that he sexually assaulted several young boys aged between 5 and 12 years old. Following this time, the boys eventually spoke out and essentially police began investigating. Goddard was arrested by 2018, and this case has been unfolding at the courts since then with many delays, including delays because of issues of transcription at the court or issues of missing documents, among other reasons, as well as the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, he was convicted last year in March, and he was convicted of one count of rape of a minor, as well as several counts of sexual assault and the possession of child pornography. Despite this conviction, the presiding officer, the judge, extended Goddard's bail, essentially saying that, well, he'd not defied any of the bail conditions. And this has angered many of the victims, their parents. The victims now are still in school, of course, because this happened back between 2012 and 2016 when they were minors, young children. We just spoke to some of their grandparents who have entered court now, and they are extremely furious about the fact that this convicted child rapist is still on bail, and they say that they want the sentencing to happen today following the year-long delays, and if it doesn't, they say that they will further disrupt because they believe that they need to see this convicted child rapist behind bars. They were extremely angry as they walked into court, and they say, well, they hope to see a lengthy sentence placed against Goddard. Now, his name and his images have already been in public media space since his arrest in 2018 and after his conviction. The families also say that they want to speak out. They have a representative. They want to speak out, they say, because they feel that this case has dragged on for far too long. And despite Goddard being convicted, and while the boys are trying to recover, they say that they need the comfort of knowing that Goddard is behind bars. So we will be here at the Pietermaritzburg High Court for the sentencing. We heard that Goddard would also provide an appeal for the sentencing to mitigate the number of years behind bars he would essentially face for the crimes that the judge says he has committed. We're still awaiting his arrival, but in the meantime, we have seen a number of the families of the victims, the young boys, enter the court, hoping for some outcome of today's court appearance.
Finally, some justice for those families. Thank you very much indeed. Karinda Jagmohan, live for us at the Pietermaritzburg High Court there.